Truly, another Wednesday wind down, man. Is you confident enough to take your shirt off when you're in the sauna, man? It sounds easy to do, but what's easy to do is also easy not to do. Last episode was brought to you by the Wealth Dictionary. You feel me? Wealth Dictionary on podcast platforms. Also brought to you by Sweathouse Contrast Therapy. Today's episode and every episode is brought to you by Whoop. WHOOP. This is the device that I use to track all my vitals and vitals, my heart rate, steps, calories, sleep patterns, etc., etc., etc. If you need that, you feel me, like I do, tap into the link and check out whoop.com. They have affordable plans. If you're an annual man like me or a monthly person, they got everything you need in terms of pricing, affordability, and different devices. Introducing their new 3-tier opportunities with the basic, all to the premium heart rate capability monitoring software inside Whoop. Check out the link for more. Truly, if you're watching this, that means you tuned in to the Wednesday wind down. Thank you for checking it out. Listen, my hair is black right now. I'm giving my brain, giving my scalp a chance to breathe. Listen, confidence for me ain't all about the orange hair, glasses, and a fresh cut. It's about competency, consistency, concentration, cash flow, and of course the clothing. Listen, if you need more info and insight on confidence, be sure to tap into the confidencevault.net. That is my private vault with all the sauce to game me up and keep you confident. Again, theconfidencevault.net. You can always become more confident, and I need you to answer the question: if I was more confident, I would. If I was more confident, I should. If I was more confident, I could. If you can't answer those statements, tap into the confidencevault.net. Get your game, get your insights, get all my formulas and workflows that I use on a day-to-day to make this money to become more confident in my personal life. See you inside the portal. So I want to go through a little prompt that I always use when I talk to people, and that is, if I was more confident, I would. And what I love about that is, I had a Zoom call with my one of my coaches, and I was reminding her of some things that we previously discussed. More out of life. If you want to better your confidence in life, better yourself in life, sometimes we need to start with confidence. Now, me myself, I've been able to dial in on my confidence journey into 5 layers. All right, this is my 5-layer framework that I live my life through and that I educate from. And so right now, my team is helping me be more visible on LinkedIn, and I've been getting a lot of no's lately, which is cool. Been getting a lot of positive responses. People have been saying, hey, I have, what's the phrase? Some kind of phrase, but they have this high dose of confidence, which is dope. It's cool, but there's always more that can be done, right? Again, if I was more confident, I would. And so for that particular person, I'm saying, hey, there are 5 layers of confidence you should assess in your personal life to get more clarity, to get more direction, and to bring in more money. So concentration, consistency, cash flow, competence, and clothing. So yeah, comes to competence, right? I'm having these low moments. I tell myself, hey man, listen, I do understand that you may feel as though you ain't worth nothing, may feel as though the things you've accomplished don't hold any weight, but I beg to defer. You know what I'm saying? So in my book, 6 Figure Confidence, I reference remembering past achievements and celebrating small wins. So remembering past achievements empowers you to rely on the things that you once did to feel good about where you are now. So I know, like for me, when I graduated high school, when we had our graduation practice, there was a guy that said, hey man, pick your head up, you graduated. And I always, think back on that to empower me whenever I feel like I'm having a low moment, right? Celebrate small wins. We often overlook the power of waking up. It's one thing to go to bed with things to do, a checklist, a job to attend, right? Events to conjugate at. But the first win of the day is waking up. I often tell people, whenever you're on the road traveling and the other patrons on the road have road rage, they just looking for a small win for the day, man, because life ain't what it's supposed to be for them. And so stepping into this reality of competency will allow us to pull from previous experiences to empower us in our present experiences. Connotation by far is one of my past lives, if you will. Shout out to Ian, the master investor. I consider myself to be, once upon a time, a master procrastinator. And I've since turned from my wicked ways. You know what I'm saying? But I always encourage people, if you suffer with procrastination, the first hurdle is to just give up the thought and then let it go. If you revisit the thought and come back to it, then that will give you a little power boost, a little energy boost to give it another go. When I graduated college with my degree in architecture, I came back to the A, and my whole goal was to go to Georgia Tech and pursue my master's with construction management. Well, I didn't do that, and I just missed the idea. That was 2014. It's now 11 years later, 2025, and I'm now pursuing construction management. So I don't feel bad about it. I just simply got rid of the idea and did something else. And if it was really something I'm supposed to be locked in with, I'll revisit with more of aggressive intentions and get that thing done, as I am doing, right? So when it comes to bettering your confidence, what are you procrastinating about or on or from that you can actually take action on now to better your circumstance? Based on the Pareto principle, 20% of our wardrobe is what we wear the most, and the other 80% is what watches us wear the other 20%. So wear your favorite outfit every day to better play on confidence. And we got consistency. So off the rip, tracking your habits, both good and bad, to know what you're consistently doing and to know what you're consistently not doing, right? If confidence is tied to consistency, then we feel good about the things that we're consistent about that give us good feelings. But then there's this sense of guilt, anxiety, anguish, all these negative emotions for the things that we are consistent with that are quote unquote bad for us. And so the hack with that is simply to stop being consistent with the bad things, and you'll be better off. May even make more money. And if you can quantify what you've been doing consistently in a negative fashion, you can then say, if I don't do these things, I'll make X amount more money, right? In my case, I'm supposed to be at work at 6. I'm late at 6:16. Now, if I'm getting paid on an 8-hour time schedule, I'm forfeiting 15 minutes every time I clock in at 6:15. If I make a point to be more consistently on time versus consistently late, I get back 0.15 of my hourly wage. That's just a small example of how being consistent and tracking both poor consistency and positive consistency can have on your life. Small example. Let's see, consistency, connotation, cash flow. Cash flow is the last one. When it comes to cash flow, right? Are you tracking your expenses? Are you holding yourself accountable with your expenses? What you spending your money on? What aren't you spending your money on? Right? Assess your expenses, both personal and business. Whatever you're paying for month to month, switch to annual to take advantage of those 10, 20, 30%, sometimes even 70% savings, and you'll see more money per 12 months, right? So go from monthly to annual to take advantage of those savings. Also, there is a percentage of your revenue that you spend on bullshit. And that's not me talking, that's your inner conscience telling you what exactly you're spending the money on. You know what I'm saying? So assess that part of your bankroll and be more disciplined, and you'll walk home or take away more cash flow. Now, what kind of hacks would you have to implement in tracking your expenses? If you love to do the Starbucks thing, if you love it like me, I don't eat chicken, right? I don't do the fried foods, but I do the milkshakes. You know what I'm saying? I let go of the donuts, but I do the ice cream. So if I put myself on a budget per month, as much as I love these things, the first system is delayed gratification, meaning if I make X amount of dollars, if I get to work on time, if I put in X amount of hours on my business, X amount of hours on my certifications, X amount of hours on my outreach and networking initiatives, I deserve an ice cream cone or a scoop of ice cream or a milkshake or whatnot. So there are almost 2 layers to enjoying the things that I really like, but it's a system to where I'm not overspending. When I'm on these various apps and things, depending on which phone I'm on, because I got more than 3 phones, the ads pop up with the services that show you all of the subscriptions that you're actively paying on that you may not be aware of. And I think those are so cool to watch, because if we are unknowingly subscribed to things that are draining our pockets, then how can we knowingly know where all the money is going? And so in the same breath, money's leaving, but we're then saying we want to make more money, right? If you knew that 20% of the revenue that you made went towards whatever, stuff you don't need, but then you say you need more money, right? The reality is you don't need more money. You need to get better at managing the money you currently have at your disposal. And so hacks like that is how I dissect and decode my confidence to make more money. Okay, cool. So, boom, my claim to fame is, St. Patrick's Day 2021. My roommate was a bartender and he was Irish. So on St. Patrick's Day, he fixed me my last drink as an alcoholic. And St. Patrick's Day 2021, I gave up liquor. Trvly, I'm orange hair right now, giving my scalp a break. But listen, the TrulyShow.com is my online blog. Every day of my cotton picking life, I'm giving you some confidence tips and techniques on my blog. Check it out. Subscribe to my newsletter. I'll be giving you insights from books that I read on the daily. See you on the TrulyShow.com. Holla. So on St. Patrick's Day, he fixed me my last drink as an alcoholic. And St. Patrick's Day 2021, I gave up liquor. A year later, I doubled my income. After that, for 11 months and 22 days, I went through a period of no sex, and I made 6 figures. And so what that taught me was discipline, intentions, and consistency go a long way. But more importantly, the vices that do not help you thrive, let them go. So my question to you is, what vices are you holding on to that you can release to grow? Trvly.